to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, past, present, and the exciting future we have on the Ange Postecoglou as we as Ange looks to take us to the promised land, take us to trophies, take us to glory, like Bill Nick did, and Keith Burkeshire did, and Arthur Rowe did, John Cameron did, and all their managers before Ange that have taken us to Wembley. Championships, League Cup wins, even European glory. Ange would take us back there again. I have no doubt. But anyway, good afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. And this lovely, cold, crisp, chilly day as we near the end of November, the start of December, the start of kids getting excited for Santa. Parents, husbands getting ready for Mrs. Santa. And the wives getting ready for Santa as well. So anyway, how are we all this afternoon? It's been a crazy, crazy day in the world of football, as you well know. Last night we had PSG, very luckily, drawing with Newcastle in the Champions League. We've talked about it last night and talk a bit about it today. About sim bins, about how I do know what, for the first time I actually agree with Paul Merson. It will kill the Premier League if you start bringing sim bins in. We're going to look at the few bet on these. Who are IFAB? Who are they? What are they? Where are they? I've looked into it, and I'll tell you one thing. It's the most, I think, old-fashioned people you've ever liked. It's like dinner jackets with cigars back in them old days. That's what it seems like. And also a little bit about Højbjerg and a little bit Højbjerg in January, and also Manchester United tonight with their so important game away to Galatasaray in the Champions League. Can they go out, and how they will go out? But look, I hope you're all doing well. Let's get through the chat here, see who's in, who's about. We've got big up to Tequila. It says big up Dermo, big up Tequila. Hope you're doing well, sir. And look at that lovely badge beside his name as well. So if you do want to pick up a membership, you can do. The membership dares are there starting from $1.99 all the way up to $4.99. It does help the channel grow. It does help me and Philip doing what we love doing. It is talking football, talking Tottenham with you, talking about the beautiful game we all love. So big up to Keeler as well. We've got Wembley 1. Good afternoon, Dermot and everyone. Penalty boxes, even just for 2 or 5 minutes, works effectively in ice hockey where they originated it because it's much faster sport played in a confined area. Look, I'm not agree with you, Wembley 1. I am sorry. I explain why I don't agree with you. Zim bins will not work in football. And I agree with what Paul Merson has to say. I don't normally agree with Paul Merson. Me and Phil very much don't agree with a lot what Paul Merson says, but this one we do. So look, that's fair enough. I understand your opinion about it working in hockey, but it won't work in football as well, and the VAR as well. Don't want to extend that. I'm going to have my say in that as well. We've got Shay Arsenal. Big up, sir. It says big up Shay Arsenal. Hope you're doing well on this lovely crisp day. Yeah, great to see you in, and you're in the Champions League as well. So let us know how you're getting on. I really haven't taken much interest in Arsenal, to be fair, as we are a Spurs channel and you're an Arsenal fan. But big up for coming in. I like other fans coming in our channel, actually. I enjoyed the banter. As long as the banter is respectful and it's a bit of fun, I love it. I love the banter between other Premier League fans. We've got a Newcastle fan that comes in, Geordie. We've got a few other fans as well. And do you know, to me, it's great other fans can come into this. This is why we made this channel. It is for Tottenham fans, and it's about Tottenham. It's about our club we love. But also, football is a world sport, and we love other fans from other clubs coming in, having their opinions, especially with games coming up or games we've just had, especially with the North London Derby Shay coming up now in a month or so time, the build up for that and the fun we're going to have for that. But big up and thank you for coming in, and it's great to see other fans. And as long as you keep it respectful, as long as you keep the banter respectful and clean, you can say as long as you like. Pick up a membership as well if you dare. I dare you to pick up a membership as an Arsenal fan. I dare you. Well, big up, Shay. Thanks for coming in, man. We've got Matthew. Big up, Dermot. Big up, Matthew. Hope you're doing well, sir. And he says, you know what? I'm not watching any games till January until the best in the world, Ange, gets his players. I mean, look, you can't be like that. I understand what you're getting at. I know you're frustrated. I know you're angry, but we've got we're so unlucky with injuries. 13 players out. Bentancur now out for up to the new year. It is so unlucky. So unlucky. So look, I understand what you're saying. But look, don't worry about it. We will come back. These things go in cycles. Sorry, just take a drink. Hello. Look who's joining us. Well, look who's joining us from Colombia or South America or wherever he is. He's dodged the icebergs. He's dodged the gunmen. How you getting on, Philip, with the Jaffa Cake run? Are you getting there?
Yeah, I have 20 packets collected already. Is that enough? Ask me, is that enough?
Yeah. Did you have a rope over the side of the boat, Philip? Is that how you got them aboard?
Yeah, I'm dragging them behind the ship here.
Anyway,
actually, as you can see, I'm doing missionary work for Spurs here at the moment.
Yeah, of course you are. You're passing the world. Philip, look, I'll get through the comments. I'm going to start on the sin bins because I'm going to love your opinion on this. And where we go in this. He says, Dermot, I was going to add that football is a much different, and as you say, it won't work or have the same desire or deterrent effect. No, it won't. It really won't. We've got Greg Sanet, big up Greg, should be thankful for sin bins. Right. Might mean Romero doesn't get suspended for half the season. That's actually a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. And we've got big up to Carl Simpson as well. Big up, Carl. Carl, where's your membership? You said you're going to get one. You keep saying you're going to get one. You never do. I'm going to hound you till you become a member. So there you go, Carl. How are you? And please get back to me. Let me know about the F1 thing as well if you're up for doing that tonight around 9 o'clock. Hey, Dermo, I don't think sin bins will kill the game as VAR has already done it for them. That's so true. So true. Mm-hmm. Now, Philip, yesterday there was a meeting of IFAB. And the news was IFAB proposes radical new rule change that will impact Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham. Now, I can hear it in the chat. I can hear even you thinking, who the hell are IFAB? Well,
I'm trying to make it up here. I forgot about something. I forgot about.
Yeah.
IFA.
Well, this is IFAB. They were formed 137 years ago.
Good God.
These are the people that make the rules of the game, right?
Are the same members still on the board that they were at the start? Sounds
Yeah,
like
they
it.
are. Yeah, yeah. They have them. They put them in. To freeze them before they go into a meeting. The rest of this, Philip, is going to blow your mind. This is so corrupt, or not so corrupt, but this is so like an old man's club of the 1800s. This is how, and it is. Right, it's a management laws game. The headquarters, of course, are in Zurich, Switzerland. Commonly, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales is where it's normally located. So, region served worldwide. Membership: FIFA, the Football Association, the Scottish Football FA, and the Association of Wales and the Irish Football Association. Not Southern Ireland,
the FAI.
Northern Ireland.
Not the FAI.
No, we're not invited to this group. They look down at us. Yeah, we couldn't even we can't even organise our own football nation. So why we want to be in this, I don't know. The secretary at the moment is Lucas Bird or Lucas Fraud, one or the other.
Yeah.
Now, the IFAB is made up of representatives from the England's FA, the Scottish FA, the Association of Wales, and the Northern Ireland Irish Football Association, and FIFA. The international governing body for football. Each British association has one vote. FIFA has 4. IFAB deliberates must be approved by 3/4 of the vote, or at least 6 of the 8 votes. Thus, FIFA's approval is necessary for any IFAB decisions, but FIFA alone cannot change the laws of the game. They need to be agreed by at least two of the UK members. As of 2016, all members must be present for a binding vote to proceed. Now, the one question I'm going to ask you, Philip, does brown paper bags come to mind in this?
I'd say they're compulsory. I mean, how can an organisation that's been existing for 150 years and none of us have ever heard of it? That's worrying for a start. You know,
it is actually, and they make the rules of the game. They're the ones that look at. They're the ones that look at VAR. They're the ones that looking at bringing in the sin bins. They're the ones that. These are the ones that run declare the rules for our game. I've never heard of them until now.
No, these are right.
These are the members, Philip. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and FIFA. They're the members.
My God. Yeah.
So, and then what's your thought on sin bins first, Philip? Look, I'm going to get your thoughts on it, right? What's your thoughts on sin bins? I mean, would it work? Will it work?
It suits certain sin bins suit certain sports.
Yeah.
Where they're actually killing each other and during a game anyway. So it's only if you overstep the mark, you get the sin bin. Taking rugby and ice hockey into consideration there, it won't work. It won't work because all that's going to happen is for the length of time that the player is off the pitch, the team's going to go into their shell, sit back, play defensive, not going to on the attack. It's going to kill the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the VAR is killing it. This will absolutely bury it.
Yeah. And did you hear also VAR will now want to get it extended to corners and free kicks and second yellow cards?
Oh, they'll be getting it done for throw-ins and the kickoffs next. If the ball doesn't go forward, VAR will be having a look at it. No, it's gone ridiculous.
Now, if you use the Newcastle, but if you look at the Newcastle Arsenal game, if VAR was there, would have cleared up that goal if it was a goal or not? If you had VAR for that, is there an argument because of that game, or do you think this is ridiculous? This is just.
But VAR was there. VAR decided that was a goal.
Yeah,
but the Newcastle winner against Arsenal.
Yeah, but if you have VAR, say for corners, Philip, and they've got a camera up where that ball was.
Well, I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you mean. There's extra cameras. Yeah. It would have cleaned it up. Yeah, but I mean that would have that's one event. And how often has that happened? Once every 500 games. It's hardly worth having special cameras for. So most times the linesman can tell whether the ball's out or not.
Yeah. Philip, look, you've watched football for a long time. What do you think of the state of the game at the moment? Is it more chaotic than it ever has been?
It's becoming more. It used to be a very simple game with 11 players on the ball. Now you have 11 players. The referee doesn't know what he's doing, and the VAR official knows even less. So it's
Yeah.
it's really it's gone backwards. It's really gone backwards.
Yeah. And also, Philip, you look at last night, the PSG game against Newcastle, and
So I
look,
believe.
yeah. Now, look, I'm asking the question here, Philip, and I put it in here. Are refs too scared to change their minds over their decisions? The referee, now, people that didn't watch it, there was an instant last night in the PSG Newcastle game where the referee gave it wasn't a penalty. Apparently, he hit his body and then hit his arm, but his arm wasn't in a position unnatural to how he was standing, if you know what I mean.
Right.
If you get my point. So the referee said no penalty. This referee had a good game, by the way, can I add? He had a very good game up to that point, done brilliantly. VAR said, hang on a minute, go look at the monitor, and he changed his mind. So
yeah.
Are referees too scared, Philip, to change their minds? Are referees, is somebody in their earlobe going, hang on a minute, you've got to change this. You can't make VAR look like a fool.
But you know, every time a referee goes to the monitor, it's a penalty. Have you ever seen one not given when he's gone to the monitor?
Yeah, but
even if he's not given it on the field, he's not given it on. It's a second chance for him. Second chance. He shouldn't need the second chance. That was not a penalty because that hit off his body onto his arm. And that is not a penalty.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they got that rule from. It's different rules in the Champions League.
But are referees too scared to change their mind when they go to the monitor, Philip? Is VAR running the game instead of the referee?
He did change his mind, though. He did change his mind. He didn't give the penalty, then he gave it.
Yeah. It wasn't a penalty, though. It wasn't a penalty, though.
But he was right the first time.
Yeah,
he was right the first time, but bowed to pressure the second time and gave it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point I'm making. Are referees too scared to, are referees too scared to keep to their original decision? Even when you go to the monitor, they should turn around and say, no, I'm sticking with my original decision.
Yeah, he could have easily done that. He could have easily done that, but he's under pressure.
Why are referees not doing that, Philip?
Because I'd say last night, now I didn't see the game, but I'd say he probably had the PSG players in his gear, following him over to the monitor, mouthing off at him, and putting him under pressure. He bowed to pressure. That's all he did.
Yeah.
He should have stuck to his win. If he had the courage of his convictions, he would not have given that penalty, and Newcastle would have got a great win. Now they're hanging on in Europe because of that.
Yeah, and also that VAR man's been stood down now from UEFA. UEFA stood them down this morning.
Saw that, yeah, I saw that.
Well, so that tells
you know what that means. Look, when they stood Anthony Taylor down for making the mistake, and they gave him the Chelsea Man City game the week after.
Yeah,
I mean that's it doesn't matter.
I mean, well, you see this IFAB now wanted to bring in sin bins, and they're trying now to FIFA are now setting up a committee to look into VAR, what works, what doesn't work. Philip, have we gone far too down the road to get rid of VAR now? Have we gone far? Yeah. Have we gone to say, look, we're not using it anymore? It's a bit much now, isn't it?
It is. I guarantee you that some of the FIFA executives or UEFA executives have got shares in the company that makes VAR.
Yeah.
Or manufactures it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Well, they've got some sort of interest in it. It'll never. We all want it gone. They want to increase it. Where's the listening to the fans there? It's completely ignoring what most of the fans want.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that most fans do not want VAR. We manage fine without it. Why need it now?
Yeah, and does it make a mockery of the game in itself? It does make a mockery of the game because you know yourself, Philip. When we used to go to football, if they scored a goal, everyone celebrated, everyone was happy. Yeah. And even when we're doing the watch long, it's like you're going, yeah, and I'm going, oh, hang on, Philip, the check-in,
hang on
the
check-in. Yeah.
And
it's taking the fun out of it.
Yeah. Do you think football's become more of a business than a sport over the years with the Premier League?
Because of the money that's involved, yes. Like in the old days when there was no TV money and no big transfer fees, the money stayed. The money that you generated on the gate on a Saturday, that was it, more or less.
Yeah.
Now it's become big business, sponsorship by shirt companies, naming rights for stadiums. It's become the football is almost becoming secondary now to the whole thing.
Yeah, don't talk about naming rights at Tottenham. That's a very sore subject. Oh, God knows what that naming rights fella's doing. I love his job, by the way. I reckon he sits in his office all day, Philip. Right? He goes, "What can I do today? I think I need to watch." I'll make a phone call. I tell you what, I'll update my Netflix account and I'm going to watch the latest episode of Doctor Who. That's
Exactly.
then,
Yeah.
then at 5 o'clock. Oh, I'm going home now.
No.
Look,
Burnt out.
yeah, look, with Bendicor now being out for nearly 3 months, Philip, are we unlucky?
Yeah.
Have we
Very.
lost a black cat somewhere?
I think Celtic fans are sticking pins in a mock-up doll of Ange, as far as I can gather. You know, something's not. I mean, you get injuries that I can never remember an injury spot like this.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I have never remembered. Okay, maybe there might have been one back in the 80s. But I mean, look at it. We've lost the spine of our team. 6 or 7 of our team out injured at the same time. You can't win matches like that.
Yeah,
you can't.
I actually brought it up last night, Philip. And look, that's our injury list.
Yeah,
that's our. I mean, look, Perisic out to the summer.
He'll never play again. He'll never play again.
No. Mickey van der Ven, Madison, Segerson out to New Year. That fella's always injured. Got Solomon also out to New Year. Richarlison should be back for Christmas. You got Romero and Basuma and Sarr hopefully back for the Man City game and the game after that, respectfully.
Yeah.
But look, who do you blame for this? Dave said it to me the other day on the fan show when I was doing the fan show with Dave. We were talking about the medical staff at Tottenham. Do you know?
You can't blame them. Medical staff. You blame the team that inflicted the injury on the player.
Yeah, but
you cannot blame them. The medical facilities at Tottenham are second to none, Dermot. You know, they're not going to let a player stay out longer than he has to. But no, I totally blame Chelsea. I blame Aston Villa, and then the other teams are kicking us about for the last few weeks. Not the medical staff.
But you look at Segerson, right? He's been out for so long, Philip. Do you know how long he's been out? Is it the sports science? Is it how we train? I mean, you've got people saying, "Oh, Ange trains them too hard on. That's why they get injured." But if you look, it did the same under Conte. We did the same under Pochettino, and then you got the medical staff saying, "Oh, let's play a bit back for October and December," and the player's still not back. So, do you think our medical staff could be improved?
No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna blame them at all. No, you don't know how players react to them. When the player could think he's ready to go back to training, he was like first day back, he does it again. You know, each individual is different. I really you can't blame. You have to. I blame the likes of Matty Cash and like fellas like that. They're the ones to blame initially for the injury, and they've got a whole responsibility for it. And by the way, there's been no recrimination against Cash anywhere else except on Spurs boards. Absolutely not.
I was going to ask you that. I'm going to get into that in a minute, Philip, because I'm really angry over that. We've got big up to Matthew for the super chat. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Keeping Philip into the world he's become accustomed to. And
I'm going to turn me back here to see all these boats going by.
Yeah. Give us something to. So, geez, that's a big old boat.
Yeah. It's gone back down towards the Pacific side now.
Yeah. You get free advertising. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Big up to Matthew for the super chat. It says, "Oh boy, Ange will be ready to raise some hell at Stamford Bridge, Villa Park, and Matty Cash when our players will be back." Hell yeah! Did you see Romero?
The picture of Romero. I love that picture. You know, making a mess. People are putting down the 3 games after Villa that he's going to miss already.
Yeah, it's like he's right. Yeah. Did you see Madison as well with his protected boot on Saturday at Sunday as well?
That's all right.
Big up. Just a few people to welcome in. We've got Andrew Gregory. Big up, Andrew. Welcome. It's good afternoon, Dirt and Philip. He says they also want to bring in VAR for corners, free kicks, and throw-ins. Yeah, I know. I know. It's fucking ridiculous. And then Andrew says, "Has Philip heard the concert from 1970? No, has Philip heard the 70 concert at Albert Park, which is available for the first time? Have you, Philip?"
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix at the moment. It's brilliant. It's well worth watching. It really is good. Yeah. Excellent. 15 minutes standing ovation they got at the end of it.
Feck. Carl says, "I've got to wait for payday." Big up, Carl. Let me know, Carl, if you're all right for 9 o'clock tonight on WhatsApp, and then we'll do that pre-record of our the Formula One season, which has ended. We're done the super chat from Matthew. Thank you so much again. Very kind of you, sir. Levy wants too much money. Where have we heard that before for naming rights to the stadium 5 years and counting? Just think how much money but would and could have been directed to the squad.
Yeah,
Philip, do you go along with that, or do you think
Yeah.
no? That
No,
has
it has
nothing
to
to do
too
with
much.
it?
Like we're four. When did we move into the stadium? April 19, wasn't it?
Mm.
April 19, 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's nearly 5 years and still no naming rights. I mean, as you say, your man has got the cushiest job in the world looking after this. No, I think, yes, he's probably looking for too much money. Plus, I also read yesterday that the guy that didn't buy United, he's not coming. He's keeping scared off from Spurs because the asking price is too high.
Yeah.
So, you've got to be realistic about these things, Well,
Yeah,
the naming rights should have been set years ago.
Yeah, we moved in the 3rd of April 2019.
Yeah, it took 4.5 years ago.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, Philip, that we don't have any naming rights. Now, your mate, Mr. Paul Merson, and we've got Wembley saying Segi won't play this season, banking it. Yeah, you can guarantee it. Now, your mate. Yeah, now your mate, Mr. Paul Merson. Now, he's on about sin bins, and I think this is the thing we agree with him about. He says you put someone in the sin bin in football for 10 minutes, you're killing the game. You get 10 players sit behind the ball for the whole time. It would be the most boring football ever. It's absolute a waste of time, a waste of time. Everybody loves the Premier League. You have a shot at one end, there's a corner, up the other end 30 seconds later. That's just goes out the window for this 10 minutes. The team with the man down got no choice but to sit behind the ball. Philip, it can't work, and it will never work. But do you think it will come in? Do you think it'll be forced to come in?
Well, first of all, can I say this is the second time I've agreed with Paul Merson this year. I think I better go and lie down in the darkened room. He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we've been saying that about him. It's normally just the greatest sort of crap you can come out with, but yeah, he's dead right. Absolutely right. And hopefully they see sense and that it's not brought in. It'd be ridiculous. The more than this, between that and the VAR on corners, each game of football would be like an American football game. It lasts about 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
You're looking at rugby, Philip, right? We've seen it in the Rugby World Cup, and we're going to see it probably in the Six Nations, which we're going to be covering as well. It works in that. For some reason, it works in football. It works in rugby. It works in hockey. It works in other sports. It will not work in football.
No,
it
works in rugby especially. No, I know it works in rugby especially because of all the stoppages, the scrums and whatever, and then the injuries the players get. Plus the fact in rugby, if you get the sin bin, you probably deserve it.
Yeah,
because you can tackle as hard as you like in rugby, but you go over the top with a headbutt or something, you're off.
Yeah. Is there going to be a chance, Philip, that every player that gets a yellow card will go into the sin bin? Or is it? So you could have a chance, right? You could have 8 against 7 players on the pitch.
But isn't there a rule that once a team goes below a certain number of players, the match has to be abandoned?
Yeah.
I think that there is. So that will come into. You can't have 5-a-side football in the Premier League. That's probably what would end up like.
So is it? If they bring in sin bins, is it damaging the product of the Premier League?
It's completely destroying what soccer football stands for. It's crazy. And whoever thought of that should lock themselves in a darkened room for a while until they get sense.
It's the people that make the rules up. It's IFAB that come up with the idea. They've only tried it in underage and grassroots football, and apparently it works. So let's roll it out to the rest of the professional game.
It might work with amateur players who are playing for nothing and playing for the fun of it. It will not work in the highly paid professional league. There'll be so much objections to it. I mean, the clubs should be onto the FA now and say, no, we don't want this. This is ridiculous. Get rid of it. Don't even bring it to a vote. Get rid of it.
But they're trying to bring it in, Philip, because of what's happening in the game against referees. Look, grassroots football, referees are getting beaten up, are getting abused, they're getting assaulted. This is why the sin bin thing has come in, and it's worked well. I understand.
Oh yeah, but if a player like in grassroots football, if a player or attacks the referee, right? that should be banned for life. And the same in Premiership. You don't need a sin bin to stop that. You don't need a sin bin. You just send the player off, or you get the fan banned for life. That's what you do. You know,
if they do bring it in, Philip, if the Premier League do bring this in, say for the start of next season, would that stop you watching the Premier League?
No, it wouldn't stop me watching it, but it'll harm the enjoyment of it.
Yeah,
it'll make. I mean, you see the Spurs team, and say the sin bins are coming out. You know bloody well the likes of Romero, Højbjerg, and who else have we got? Pedro Porro, Emerson Royale. They're candidates. They're candidates for the sin bin straight away. No, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
I mean, look, I really love tapping into your knowledge because you've seen a lot of football, Philip. It just makes me think, look, for people like me that remember the 80s, right, and so can you, how football was played then. It's the older people, probably older than you, Philip, that have watched it from the 40s or the 50s or...
Hey, hang on a bit now, come on.
I said older than you. I didn't say you, I said older than you.
I'm only joking, go on.
Older than you. I know you're 92 and you look well for your age. I know Mary's only 40.
I'm 108, actually. I'm 108.
Yeah, Mary's only 40. Mary's younger than you. So, you've gone for a younger model, you see. Yeah. What happened to the first wife, Philip? Did you just have a midlife crisis and go for a young one?
What's this? The first one died of eating poisoned mushrooms, and the second one died because he wouldn't eat the poisoned mushrooms. Yeah.
So Mary's on 3. So you're number 3 then. You're fecker.
Third time lucky,
you're like the fella at the Playboy Mansion, Hugh Hefner.
God, I wish. What a way to go. Huh?
Yeah. Right. So anyway, football. Let's get back onto that. Just to get me out of that.
Back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch. Look. The point I'm making: older people that watched the game in the 40s and 50s, right?
Yeah.
They must be looking at our game now and thinking, "What is this?
What
am I watching?"
Like when I came onto it, right at the end of mid to end of 60s, right?
Yeah.
You had players like Dave Mackay.
Yeah.
And Dave Mackay would spend his entire career in the sin bin if he was still playing. Norman Hunter be the same. Billy Bremner be the same.
Yeah.
Chopper Harris from Chelsea. They would, they played the game. They were tough. I won't even say they were fair. They were tough. I mean, some of the tackles that were in there. I mean, there'd be red cards straight away in today's game. The game has got soft. Just look at the goalkeeper. Look at the goal that Man City had disallowed against Liverpool. He brushed the goalkeeper, barely touched him. Bobby Smith would put him to the back of the net, and the goal would have been stood. It's got too soft.
No. And one of the members of this IFAB is remember that Italian referee, the bald-headed fella?
Collini. He was a great ref.
He was one of the members of IFAB. He's one of these people that have come up with this idea.
I've lost all faith in him now. I thought he was a sensible person. Obviously, he's not.
So look, where's the game going, Philip? Where is football going at the moment? I look at American football, right, and you see a sport that's full of commercialization, right?
Yeah.
And you see they have the halftime show, and they're split. The American football split into 4 quarters, so you got your first quarter, your second quarter, halftime, and they have the halftime show, and they make it a big thing. With some of the owners that are coming in from America, are they having a bit of influence on the game in the UK? How the game is played, how the Premier League is run? Because it seems to be...
Go on.
They seem to be... They seem to be pushing the game to a more commercial American style of viewing than what it's always been. Football in Britain's always been rough, tumble, fast. But now it's VR now coming in, and they want to bring in sim bins, and they want to bring in, something else now, probably in the 2 years' time. It's football becoming more commercial, American football type.
I don't mind that. I don't mind American owners coming in, and as long as they don't try and change the game on the pitch, they can bring in all the commercial stuff they like, extra money raising activity. I'm all for that. That's what it makes the fan day experience a bit better too. You know, if you've got maybe a good entertainment on the pitch before the match or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But as long as they don't try and influence the style of football or the way the football is played, I have no problem with owners coming in. And we've led the way there with the NFL thing and then the concerts and whatever. And we're making a whole lot of money from that.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. But have them coming in and saying, right, I want to have cheerleaders coming on. Every time the ball goes out of play, there's cheerleaders come onto the pitch. No, that's a no-go, you know. You know, not unless they're Dallas Cowboy ones.
Yeah. I'm thumbing up for that. We've got Luke Chapman, Philip Brady. Hi, so big up to Philip Brady. We've got Andrew saying Philip's first wife disappeared overboard. There you go. Philip cannot confirm or deny any accusations that have been branded around. He signed the Official Secrets Act.
Yeah. There's any crocodiles around here at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one done by now.
Yeah. Yeah. Philip was part of the organization. He was 005.5. He was too short the big time. We've got James Y. Paratrooper. Marvel movies and Avengers suck. That's your opinion. I quite like it, to be fair. But your opinion, but I thought I liked it, but we have got the same video with music, so we'll play that as the outro, so let us know if you like that. And Carl says, unfortunately, I'm heading out at 6:30 tonight to get together with the boys before Christmas, so won't be around. Carl, behave yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't be tying anyone to lampposts.
That narrows things down a bit.
Yeah, it does, actually. Very much so. Look, Philip, just the last thing before we head off, two more things. We've got Fabrizio Romero says Tottenham have decided they will not loan out brilliant £26 million player in January. Of course, that is my man, Mr. Højbjerg. Tottenham reportedly have no intentions of letting Højbjerg leave in January. Transfer window, despite interest from a number of clubs. The Danish international has had an unusual season under Ange Postecoglou, with Højbjerg yet to fully convince the Spurs manager that he has what it takes to flourish under the Australian. Look, Philip, Højbjerg is a very decisive figure within the Tottenham fan base.
Yeah.
You either like him or you don't like him. It's a bit like Marmite. Look, I think he can do a job. Mia doesn't think. You know what Mia thinks? Mia's very much, he's no good. Users, get rid of him. I'm very much on the side of he can do a job. He's done a job for us when he came on. Everyone was blaming him for the Wolves game, but you could blame a number of players for the Wolves defeat. I thought he did all right when he came on against Villa. Nearly scored as well. So where do you stand in this, Philip, on Højbjerg? Where you are? Do you think he can flourish under Ange? I think he can, but where do you stand on this?
Well, first of all, I'd keep him in January. That's an absolute necessity. We have to keep him. Because if we're going to lose to Suma and Sarr for the African Nations Cup, we're going to be very threadbare in the middle of the pitch. So, no, I'd keep him. I think he can do a job. He's done okay this season. And I mean, it can't be easy for him, not being a first-team starter like he was under everyone else. But no, definitely keep him. And I think we'll find we need him more than we need the money for his transfer fee, to be honest.
Yeah. That is so true, Philip. And look, we've got here also, there's kickers also reporting that Tottenham Hotspur may consider recalling Japhet Tantanga from Augsburg. The 24-year-old joined the Bundesliga club on loan in the summer, but he's yet to make an appearance for Augsburg. The Englishman took longer than planned to recover from an injury, although reportedly training well. Hasn't been an option for the first team so far as we head into December. Following the dismissal of the manager and the appointment of their new manager, Augsburg have now switched to a back four, which further limits Tantanga's chances, with currently 6 players fighting for 2 positions. Philip, look, with the problem we've got centre-backs, and you and me talked about this extensively before the Wolves game, where you and me did disagree that I say start the kids, you say don't start the kids because it will ruin their confidence, but you're not going to learn unless you do play. Are you still under the same impression of that sort of attitude, even with the problems we've got now? Would you start the kids on Saturday against Man City? Man City seems to be a game where we could knock it off as a loss anyway. So would you like Ange to be a bit more bold in his team selection?
Not against Man City. I think Ange must agree with me. He hasn't played them so far. I mean, I'm not against the kids, but I just think you can't play two of them and make debuts in the one match. You definitely don't do it against Manchester City. You don't do it against Manchester City. Put Eric Dyer in there quicker. And maybe one of them, but Phillips is injured. Phillips is injured.
Yeah.
So just leave Dorrington. I do one. I wouldn't do two. But against Man City, I have a sneaking suspicion, right? We are going to create the upset of the season on Sunday against Man City.
Yeah. And I hate using the term, but it'd be very Spursy of us, wouldn't it?
No,
I hate that term. I hate the term. But look, what's your opinion on that game, Philip? Look, do you see Man City? They haven't been Man City, have they, for the last couple of games?
Not really.
They haven't been the league. We did the Man City Chelsea watch along, which I really enjoyed, by the way. And we are going to do more of them once Philip is back. And we will be doing games over Christmas as well. Do you think City have taken their eye off the ball since the treble? Do you think we've got what we've wanted? Do you know what I mean? We've reached the top of the mountain. Do you reckon that's what's happening this season?
I don't think so. I think Pep would never allow his side to do that. But what I do think is, I mean, look at last night, for instance. They were 2-0 down to Leipzig. Okay, I know they came back to win. But it just shows you I think City are vulnerable at the back. City at the back are not good this season.
Yeah.
They let in 4 against Chelsea, and against the Chelsea team was not great. So I think City may think, it's only Tottenham reserves coming on Sunday, and if we can play for the first 20 minutes like we did against Villa, we can hurt them.
Yeah.
Now whether we can hold out at the other end as the game goes on, that's another matter altogether. But I think it's a game everybody expects us to lose, so why not give it a go and have a go with them, And we've got West Ham at home on Tuesday. That game worries me more than the City one, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would just hate for West Ham to come and do us. Because remember, we've gone ahead in the last 3 matches and lost every game.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. Look, I don't know, Philip. Look, I'm very much under this sort of illusion that I think we need to start playing the kids. Other teams do it. Liverpool do it. Man United have done it quite impressively, Philip.
But
a lot
by
of people
degrees,
saying
not all together. Do it by degrees. Bring one in at a time.
Fergie did do it all together. Fergie did do it all together.
That's 25 years ago, Dermot. Things have changed.
Yeah, but I know things have changed, but the point is, Alan Hansen, you and me well remember the words of Match of the Day, you never win anything with kids.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They won the Premier League with kids that season.
Dermot, it hasn't happened too often. It doesn't happen too often.
Yeah. But look, I think we can get results on Sunday. I know people in say, Dermot, you've been Dermotron, you've been deluded again. Apparently, Dave's come up with a new nickname for me now. It's gone from Dermotron to Tron to Ron. Now that's I'll give up.
That's good.
I just prefer Dermotron. I prefer Dermotron. It's simple. It says exactly what it says on the tin. It does exactly what it says in the tin. For me, Philip, it's time to play the kids. It's time to put them in there. Put Velez up front. Give him a run out.
I give Velez a ring. I give, no offense to Dorrington, but I would give Velez a ring against City. I'll put him in against City.
Yeah,
I think he can cause them trouble in the air. He's great in the air, apparently, so he can cause them trouble in the air.
Would you put Sonny on the wing and put Velez up front, Philip, for the City game?
Yeah, Sunday miss. I mean, a hat trick of offside goals on Sunday. Put him out in the wing and play Kulichevsky in the Madison role. Yeah,
that's true. Tequila says you are Dermo, simple, short, and effective. Thank you, Tequila. You're great. We've got Matthew Dermot now. We want transfer. That's a good one. We've got Andrew Gregory saying the do run. I don't you start, Andrew. I had this from Dave on Monday when I was doing the fan show with him. He started singing me the do run. You know that song with the do run.
Yeah.
He started singing that to me. It's very worrying that Dave's starting singing to me now. Do you know that I'm finding
Jesus.
that a little bit. Hang on a minute here. Are you looking at me
Bit
quite fondly, Mr.
disconcerting,
Harris?
all right?
Yeah. If you are watching, if you are watching, Dave, not mean anything by that. He'd be manding at the Wexford border with his gang, right? You can imagine with his army. You know, I'm taking over Wexford. Kildare's extended. Yeah. You try taking over Wexford, Mr. Harris. We'll fight you back. We've got Carl Simpson, DERMOTRON Prime. I like that. I quite like that. We've got Carl also saying Haaland with our defense equals 1-0 Spurs. Just you watch.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the certain thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We always cause City problems. We always cause them problems.
Yeah. Where are you with Tottenham so far, Philip? Look, where are you with how the project's going so far? Are you happy with Ange? Are you impressed with what Ange is doing? We know what he's done at Celtic, so we could sort of put that to one side, Philip. But what he's done at Tottenham, have you been impressed?
Well, listen, if you'd have told me that after 12 or 13 games, we'd be fifth in the league, 4 points off the top,
yeah,
we're doing cartwheels. It's been disappointing in the last 3 matches. I mean, because of the kicking Chelsea gave us and the silliness of Romero and Doji, we probably could be 4 or 5 points clear at the top of the league. That's how. So yes, we're ahead of the curve, absolutely ahead of the curve. We knew there was going to be bumps in the road. We knew that. Now they've happened. We just have to suck it up, take them on the chin, and move on with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Philip, the game on Sunday, it wasn't that bad of a game for us. We dominated that game in the first half. The first 30 minutes
would have been.
Yeah. And do you think, look, Dave's very much, and I agree with him with Ben Davies, he did the goal before halftime was a killer, and then Cash again.
It was, yeah.
Do you agree with do you think if we went 4-0 up and we conceded them 2 goals, nothing really would have been said about Ben Davies's mishaps?
No.
Do you think why didn't we take our chances, Philip? Was it just one of them games?
Yeah, it's one of them games. I mean, you get these games like someday, and hopefully it's coming soon. We are going to absolutely demolish some team when we take our chances. It's going to be a record score. It'll happen sometime. Yeah. It should have happened on Sunday. We should have been 4-0 up before they even got started. We didn't take our chance, and Son was the major contributor to that. I'm afraid. Kulichevsky up to a point. But it's coming. It's coming. No, I'm happy enough. I'm not happy with the last 3 results. Obviously, nobody is. But the overall situation, no problem.
We've got Matthew. Nobody disrespects Philip Brady. He is the best in the world. There you go, Philip. And Matthew says, what is the common between Philip Brady and Philip Brooks? Both have the same name and both are the best in the world. Tequila says, not being negative, guys, but we've got fullbacks in defence and fullbacks as our backup centre-backs like Dyer. Yeah, he went for a 5-0 City win. We've got Matthew Tequila. Now, Philip singing cult of personality, my life would be done. And he says, Philip says, ask him to sing it, mate. Philip's a good bloke. He will do it. No, he won't do it.
I can't sing.
Philip doesn't sing live. He sings in private. You have to pay Philip sort of like €250,000 for him to give you a private audition. All money must be paid to his agent, which is me, and Philip will get 20% cut out of it. As I try to do the Colonel Parker of like how we. Yeah, like how the Colonel managed Elvis, 50% of everything.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Yeah. Do you know what? Very quickly, I was watching the documentary on the Colonel Parker and Elvis thing. Look, very quickly away from football, he didn't half stitch Elvis up. Fella was the biggest fucking crook going.
He was unbelievable. And do you know why Elvis never played outside America?
Yeah.
Because Tom Parker did not have a passport. He couldn't go with them to collect the money at the other side.
Look, I'll ask a question, Philip. Look, I was born the year Elvis died, right? So I always want to ask you this, right? You were around for him, like at his heyday. Mm-hmm. Do you think if Elvis was to tour, say in the late 70s, was he to tour around the world, do you think he'd still be alive now? Do you think he would have kicked the habit of the drugs and got himself in shape, and he would have shocked the world of reincarnated himself, if you know what I mean?
What age was Elvis when he died? 44, 45?
42.
Okay, he'd be 65. He'd be 88 years of age now.
Yeah.
No. He probably would have toured into the 80s. and maybe
Yeah.
give it up after that. But look at Mick Jagger, he's 80.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the guys are Rod Stewart, they're all still going strong, and they're all in
Yeah.
the late 70s, early 80s. So he probably would have kept going maybe 5 or 10 years ago and then give it up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably realizing once Tom Parker snuffed the bucket that he's been screwed all his life.
Yeah, but I always think it was said that if Elvis went on the world tour and got rid of Tom Parker, I think he would have. I think he would have kicked the drugs and he would have got himself into shape.
Probably. Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
Because if you look at it, you look at any artist, right? They starved him. They've done the whole of America time and time again. It's like a footballer. Footballers, some of these players go to drugs or gambling because they get bored. It's same routine every day, and maybe I don't know. I look, it was just a question, Philip, because look, I'm a big Elvis fan as well, and I always just wondered if he it's a shame because he had such a talent, and you were around. So how big was he back in the day, Philip? Back in the 60s and 70s.
Well, he made his comeback. Remember, he made his comeback in 1968. He went about 7 or 8 years not doing much. He made he made some awful films.
Yeah,
let's face it. And the films were dreadful. The music was excellent. The music was great. He had a great band behind him.
Yeah,
and if he'd have had a manager that was a bit more expansive, Elvis would have been bigger than he is even now, and he's still huge. You know, because he would have come to play in England and played all over the world.
Yeah, he's made more money since he died than he ever did when he was alive. That's shocking. So, that's shocking. We've got Tequila a few here. We'll finish off soon, Philip. I've got one more question for you about the game tonight, Man United Galatasaray. I feel like playing Speed Demon right now, Dermot. Oh, that's a good one. Tequila says, musical talent-wise, not getting into anything else. I don't think it's even close, but I grew up with Jackson in it. Well, look, Michael Jackson was... Look, I grew up with Michael Jackson. I always say he was brilliant up to the Bad album. After Bad album, he'd done a few good singles, but he changed after that. He was just one of them. What's the word for the enigmas?
Enigma.
Yeah. You know, it was one
Enigma.
of Elvis would be doing cabaret and cruise ships. He may be.
I don't think it ever come down to that. He did Vegas. That's the closest he did.
People have the audacity to compare Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift. You know, I'm done from the internet. No, I didn't.
I wouldn't recognize a Taylor Swift song. It bit me. I'm afraid I'm not a fan.
Same here. Same here. Tequila says, "Nah, Elvis lived fast and died young." Yeah, true. I knew it was your fault, Dermot. In with one and out with one. you bugger, Carl. Philip, be like, look, cough, my cough eyes cough. I don't understand that. And then we've got Carl says, Mr. Dermovator. Oh, I love it. I love our chat. They're so good. He's Elvis. Of course he can sing. Talk about you, Philip. As Elvis there. And then Andrew says, Elvis' first two films, Love Me Tender and Jailhouse, were good. Yeah,
I'll give you that. They weren't bad. They weren't bad.
So was when he sang Trouble. I forget the name of the film now. He was asked to do that, A Star Is Born, with, what's her name?
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand. Yeah. He wanted to do it. He was signed up to do it, and his manager told him not to do it. And that killed him. He gave up after that. But can you imagine him? He was a very good actor. Not a lot of people. He if he'd done a serious role, he was actually offered to be Felix Leiter in one of the Bond films in the early 70s.
Okay.
So now listen. Yeah. Now listen, Philip. Champions League.
Yeah.
We've got that tonight, sir. Manchester United on the edge, dithering, Ten Hag panicking, Philip Brady laughing because we're sort of, where's Colin? Sorry, Colin, if you're watching, sir. Man United could go out the Champions League tonight, Philip. Will it happen?
Yeah.
Can it happen? Should it happen?
I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't think they got much sleep last night because the Turkish fans have a habit of letting off fireworks outside the team's hotel. This is welcome to hell. That's probably the best way of describing United's game tonight. They are going to be under so much pressure tonight. If they come out of this game, they deserve to go through.
Yeah. They've never won a Galatasaray, Philip, in all the years. Not even Alex Ferguson won in Galatasaray with that great
Yeah.
side.
Mm.
So, but anyway, Manchester United could be knocked out the Champions League tonight. Pardon me, despite the fact there's another round of group fixtures to come next month. The Red Devils are teetering over the precipice after losing 3 of the first 4 games. Qualification for the knockout round remains firmly within their grasp, however, with both Copenhagen and Galatasaray just a point above them. But a slip-up this evening could be disastrous, particularly if Bayern Munich come in December. Eric Ten Hag's men will be eliminated from the competition if they lose to Galatasaray. Through a draw in Istanbul won't do them many favours either. Assuming Bayern beat Copenhagen tonight, United will still require a victory against the German champions in 2 weeks' time to progress in the event they pick up a point this evening. They haven't got a hope in hell, have they, Philip, to be fair?
I don't know. Like, I mean, they've won 5 of the last 6 matches in the league.
Yeah.
That knows United are. They're just behind us in the table. And okay, I know they're not playing well, but they're grinding out results. I wouldn't put it past them tonight. It'll be. I'll tell you one thing: if they win tonight, they deserve to win tonight because they deserve to keep in the Championship League because no team goes to Galatasaray and gets it easy. And the whole it will be their welcome to hell. Really will tonight. And I can actually see them getting the point. I can see them getting the draw.
Can you see Galatasaray testing Manchester United's players disciplinary sort of thing? And of course, your favourite player of all times, you know who I'm talking about, the Man United captain, who Philip idolises this player. He wish he was at top.
McDonald's closed tonight or something. No.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
it's closed all the branches down to make sure Tangay plays.
No, I was talking about the Man United captain, Bruno Fernandes, your favourite player.
Oh, that
who
idiot.
You love. Yeah.
Moaning Mini.
Moaning Mini.
Yeah, he was born with a scowl on his face.
Yeah. Look, where are you going with this? I mean, look, are you surprised United have struggled in Europe, to be fair?
Well, not really. Not when you see all the struggles they've had with the players and the manager, and like a lot of people don't think the manager is good enough for the job. And I don't think the jury's come back on him yet. If they get knocked out of Europe tonight, he's under pressure again. So a team like United going out in the group stage is nearly unheard of. United always get through to the next stage. So it'll be a big mark against him if he doesn't get them out through that group tonight.
Can I ask you, Philip, are they mountains behind you? Is that like behind you? Are they like?
It's a forest actually.
Is it a forest?
It's a forest. Yeah. Apparently, this area. When they were building the Panama Canal back in the start of the 20th century, 26,000 people died making it, building it.
Jesus.
Mostly from mosquito bites and other insects and stuff. It was one of the worst places on earth you could come to build something. It just happened here. So
you told me the prices the other day. Just tell people the prices are mind-boggling. Yeah,
to take a cruise ship like this. Now there's 2,000 people on the passengers on this ship, right? It costs $386,000 to bring your ship through one way on the Panama Canal, payable in advance. You don't get through unless you pay that. It adds about $200 a person onto the fare on the cruise. But then again, it saves a 3,000-mile round trip around the bottom of Cape Horn. So it's worth it. But it's a huge price to pay, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. We've got Tequila and McDonald's stocks jumped a few points if Tanganga comes back. We've got Carl Simpson. It's the edge of the Brady Island. There you go.
Yeah,
We've got Matthew saying, "I told you guys, the best in the world. Fears nothing. Philip will go into that forest now." Oh,
he will not.
Oh my, what? Very quickly, Philip. Look, I know we talked about it on Sunday. About the great Terry Venables, who sadly passed away over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we had us saying it and everything. Look, I'm very annoyed that nobody's come out and said what they all talk about his managerial achievements, Philip, and his player achievements. But nobody's come out to say that he saved our football club. Not one.
Except us.
Except us.
I know. Yeah, I know.
It's Philip. Are you really shocked that nobody's come out and said thank you? Do you know, at least
Yeah,
put
so,
out. I know we
yeah.
did on Sunday, but thank you for saving our club, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. It is a bit, it's a bit thoughtless of people, you know. Like, you see, a lot of people might not realize it. I mean, that's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the new fans especially, might not know the history.
Yeah.
If they listen to us, they'll know it. But they might not know that Terry Venables was a junior partner in the Alan Sugar takeover of Tottenham. And okay, now they should know now. I mean, he should be getting the credit he deserves, but obviously not. And I think it's just down to people not really realizing how much of a part he played in saving the club.
I mean, you look at, he was a great player, Philip. Look, I'm going to talk a few minutes about Terry Venables. I love talking about Terry Venables anyway. Very sad that he passed away. It did upset me a bit, to be fair. I like how Jimmy Greaves upset you. But Terry Venables to us is more than a player. He's the only Tottenham man to win an FA Cup as a player and win FA Cup as a manager. No other Tottenham manager's done that who played for Tottenham. Bill Nick, I think, is the only manager to win a league at Tottenham as a player and win a league as a manager.
Bill Nick did the league twice, yeah.
Yeah. So, look, where are you standing with Terry Venables? Look, I know everyone's talking about his great achievements as a player and his great achievements as a manager. But his biggest achievement for me was saving the club, was going out, getting the people in. His charisma got him that. His charisma got people. If Terry Venables walked into a room, everything would stop and look at who's come into the room. Not many people have that charisma.
Yeah,
and we all know, we all know Alan Sugar has not much faith in much time for Terry Venables, even with his tweet, which I still think is pretty disrespectful.
Oh, God, yeah. It's better say nothing and say what he said, you know, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. But do you think, Philip, even on Sunday, that Tottenham... I heard they were interviewing David Howes, and he was talking about Terry Venables, and he was the player around where we nearly went to the wall, and Ivan Scholar. Do you think that has to be brought out to the public domain? And do you think we still have to keep banging this drum that he done more for us than any manager has done in the Tottenham's history? Do you think he's above Bill Nick? Do you think he done more for Tottenham than Bill Nick did for Tottenham?
No. Keep the two things separate, Dermot.
Yeah.
You know, footballing from Bill Nick is unsurpassable. You cannot compare anybody to Bill Nick. But on a business side, obviously he's more involved in the business side than Bill Nick was. So yes, from that point of view, yes. But the only way people are going to know about it is if the obituary writers in the papers and on the websites mention the fact that he helped save Spurs. Other than that, people aren't just going to know about it. You know, we can preach away all we like about it, but we have to keep on it.
Yeah,
keep banging the drum as long as until his funeral, especially when his funeral's coming up.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, look, a lot of fans, we were there. I maybe using Bill Nick was the wrong thing, Philip. I was trying just to get, should be on the same level as Bill Nick for what he done to the club, because Bill Nick was Mr. Tottenham. So with Terry
the different levels of achievement,
Yeah.
You know.
But if you ranked him in managers at Spurs under Bill Nick, where would you rank Terry Venables in the most successful managers under Bill Nick? Would he come under Birkinshaw?
Birkinshaw would be next. And then probably the fact that he got us the FA Cup. Then I'd say, I'd probably put him after Birkinshaw. You know, and then the only reason I put him ahead of the likes of Harry Redknapp is because he got a trophy. For us, you know.
He'd be ahead of Arthur
Ramos
Rowe
got
as
us a trophy, but I'm putting Arthur Rowe. That's a different era. I'm classic from Bill Nick on. I think, you know. You could go back to John McWilliams back in the 20s or whatever, but no, leave it from Bill Nick upwards.
Carl Tequila just asked the question. It's a very good question. Would you put Eltel over Poch? I'm guessing you would because of the FA Cup. Look, Poch played a very exciting brand. Yeah, but Poch played a very exciting brand of football, Philip, right?
Yeah.
But what did Terry Venables have over other managers, do you think? Was it the way he played the game? Was it the way he managed the game? He won a La Liga in Barcelona, to be fair. Not many English managers can actually have that on their CV.
I don't think any have, really. Unless Bobby Robson did.
Would you say Bobby Robson and Venables were the most were the most successful managers to come from the UK to manage in Europe?
Probably, yes. Yeah, I think so. I think they probably were.
Yeah. There's another great manager, Bobby Robson, as well. There's another man that should have been.
No,
I
nice,
look for
nice guy.
Yeah, I think there's a Christmas show there about Bobby Robson, Terry Venables. They're both managed in England, both got into semi-finals of major tournaments.
Yeah,
Do you know,
yeah.
I'm just very sad about Terry Venables. I always liked him, even when he was on my match of the day with Jimmy Hill or on doing with Des Lynam. Them three were brilliant together, the three of them.
Terry was very charismatic. He had great charisma about him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good lad.
I was watching the news last night. I found a news clip about him taking over Tottenham. And it was like, it was down to the wire. Not a lot of people know this.
Oh, I know.
There was protests outside the club. Ivan Sculler, where's our money gone? £22 million we're in debt.
Yeah.
8 million of that from Gaza.
That's 30 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
That's why Gascoigne's sale, when Gascoigne broke his though, it did the knee in against Forest in the final. That injury alone could have put the club out of business because we were relying on that transfer money in for Gaza, you know.
So
I don't even want to think about times like that. That was just so scary, you know.
Yeah, can you understand how Everton fans are feeling at the moment? What's going on at their club?
I have total sympathy with them. Total sympathy with them. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think there's a show in there, Philip, over Christmas about there really is a look. I'm going to bang this drum as long as I can, and even up to his funeral, that he saved Tottenham. Everyone should be getting on tonight. All these YouTube creators, all Tottenham YouTube should be getting on and thanking Terry Venables for what he done for our club, for saving our club. And the Tottenham should also put out a statement saying, when they're talking about his great achievements, also was instrumental in saving our football club.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm so angry they haven't done this, Philip. It really has bugged me.
Yeah, well, you know, all you can do, Dermot, is take comfort from the fact that we've mentioned it, you know, mentioned it a lot. And we can't do any more than that, and just hope other people will listen to us and pass it on.
Would you say, from where Tottenham were in 1992 to now, can you sort of does this sort of play into the argument as well, Philip, that everyone has a go at Levy, right, for not spending enough money, right, for not backing managers, all right, which is it's an argument that it's very well put together. It's very right that he hasn't backed managers, and we all know that. But do you see from where we come from, basically being on our knees to now? Was it always going to take time to get the club financially straight again? Do you know what I mean? Did it have to take these 30 years to get us back sort of on a stable footing again?
We've been financially sound for a number of years, really.
Yeah.
You know, we have been. So I think the fact is Daniel Levy just does not like spending money. That's the bottom line of it. Yeah. And that's really where we're at. If he'd spend the money that like other clubs have done, then we'd probably we'd have a couple of titles under our belt at this stage. He hasn't
I'm not trying to defend Levy, by the way.
Oh no, we're not. I'm not defending him at all. I'm just saying if he had done what fans expected of him, we would have trophies under the belt. And now we give him credit for what he's done with the stadium and the training ground and the extracurricular activity. That's all great stuff. But the bottom line, we don't really care how many nights Lady Gaga plays at Tottenham. We want to know when the next trophy's coming, and that's the money has to be put out for that.
And do you feel Ivan Sculler got that? Do you think he made mistakes, but he got the principle of what we wanted as fans?
He was ahead of his time in a lot of things, but he went into the wrong areas of money. He went into fashion, which is notoriously fickle to make money out of. Yeah. He went into computers. He went into all sorts of things. If he did it now, he'd probably get away with it. But he was a bit too early. He was a bit too ahead of his time.
Well, listen, I know we did our special. Look, we are going to do another thing on Terry Venables. I feel it's so important that he's so important to our history that we keep reminding you that this is a man that put it all to the test, didn't it? He put himself into financial difficulty. and a brilliant manager as well. Tactically, one of the best in the game. David Howes said, Terry Venables, you would follow him to the ends of the earth. He never shouted in the dressing room, apparently.
The similarities with him and Ange, I think.
Yeah, there is.
In a lot of ways. You know.
Do you feel there's a bit of Bill Nick and a bit of Ange and a bit of Keith Birkinshaw?
No, maybe there is. Maybe there's a bit. Yeah, if Ange is taking a piece of every manager that we've had, it'll be kind of a potpourri of previous Spurs managers rolled up into one with his own very much unique style added onto that as well.
Well, listen,
anyway.
we still pass our condolences on to the Venables family. We're thinking of
more than Alan Sugar did. Alan Sugar told them wish them well.
What do you make of that, Philip? I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny. We know the history why he'd say that.
You know what it's like? It's like having a flipping Take That playing at your funeral. You know, it's just, but it's not quite the right time or the right place for that type of comment. You know.
Yeah. Just a few comments. Just a few comments before we go, Philip. Before we finish it off, Matthew says Venables will be seeing us win our trophy from the heavens. Yeah, he will be. Hopefully, our last manager to win an FA Cup as well. That is shocking. Yeah. That really is shocking. I was a teenager. The last time we won the FA Cup, I was a teenager. I was.
Now look at you.
Now look at me. I'm nearly 15. We still haven't won the fucking thing. Yeah, now look at me. Yeah. The missus says that to me every morning. She wakes up. She looks at me. She, Jesus Christ, you again. Andrew says Terry learned a lot from Malcolm Allison. There's another manager. There's another. He was a great manager, Malcolm Allison, back in the day. To be fair,
real maverick as well. Yeah.
Was he in charge of Man City the year we won the FA Cup, and then he got sacked during that season? John Bond took over.
Yeah, John Bond took over. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
We've got Tequila. You would think I would make a typo considering my name is named after that quote. Deary me. Yeah, that's true. Apparently, the Tang guy is in the starting 11, Philip, for the Galatasaray game.
Jesus. Right. Okay. I take back my point. United are going to win that match.
Yeah. And we've got, and then the last one, it says, and that is why Dermot is an R-rated superstar. Rated R superstar.
Exactly.
Whatever that means, I don't know. Philip, thank you so much for joining me. I know you're not going to be on me for the next few days. When do you think we'll be graced with your presence again?
Tomorrow might be tricky. I mean, in Colombia tomorrow. Friday possibly. Yeah, Friday. Let's see him Friday. So.
Yeah. Anyway, well, listen. Thank you so much.
I'll send you a message anyway. Let you know.
Yeah, Philip has taken a load of videos of going down the Panama Canal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to Mia later or tomorrow. We're going to condense it into one video because I don't know how to edit it. We're going to condense it and we're going to up there. So we are good. The fighting cockerel is around. Thank you, Matthew, so much for the super chat. It does help me and Philip. Keeps Philip doing what he's doing. Look, he goes away in Caribbean holidays and
right.
Yeah. Anyway, just watch the icebergs. Don't hit any. Yeah. Or have you gone past that? But where are you going after Colombia then, Philip? What happens when you get
We'll go back onto the Atlantic side now later on this evening. So we've been in the Pacific. We're now going into the Atlantic. Then we go to Cartagena in Colombia tomorrow. Cayman Islands in the Caribbean on Saturday. Cozumel in Mexico on Sunday. Day at sea Monday, and back into Miami Tuesday and home.
So you're home,
Home on Wednesday. Yeah.
Home on Wednesday, and then you're back to normal Thursday.
Well, whatever counts as normal. Yeah.
Then we've got one from Andrew Gregory. He says, thanks, Dermot and Philip. Don't get caught with the suitcases of Colombian munching powder, Philip.
True enough. Yeah. I'm bringing back a few bags of sugar home.
If we see Philip start doing this and we'll know what he's up to. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. Take care. I will be back tomorrow at 4:00 with Newsbeat. We're back tomorrow night, of course, with the roundtable discussion as well. Myself, Mia, We think Column's coming on, me as me well, and also Ash from Southview Boys. But thank you all very much indeed. Come on, you Spurs in Big Ange. We trust.
Absolutely.
What am I doing? I'm playing the new one out.